I've turned the stream up now. I mean, my mic up. Is this better?
Yeah, that's good.
Alright, cool.
And we are live.
Yeah. Alright, here we go for the start of the Imola Grand Prix. Prin's off to a good start. Very good start as he pulls away from Perfect Pond. And the grid now all climbing down to turn 1. The two, Dirk and Harry going side by side. Dirk forced onto the curbs. Not a great start for the Mexican. As there's a Alpine off in the background, that is Danilo.
It is Danilo who's gone off at the back.
Oh, and that is Pip Tech rounding the Williams at turn, no idea. But clean. Oh, and Prinz has somehow dropped to third, so I'm not quite sure where that has occurred. But good start from Perfect Pond and Harry. Perfect Pond doing exactly what he needs for the championship battle.
So yeah, good evening everyone. Sorry for the lateness of this stream. Having a bit of issues with updates and everything, but there is a stream. Thanks to F1 Lover, who I am joined by today, and I am on Evil. As Oswaldo Skulls gets a 5-second penalty for corner cutting.
Bit of a silly one there.
Pond is just under a bit of pressure now from Harry, who might try and line a move up into Tamburello.
Definitely, but the McLaren has a lot of ERS, which he can deploy, but it looks like he's not going to. As here comes the Ferrari down the inside. No, he decides to think better of it and stays behind for another lap. So now everyone filtering through turn 1. Clean start so far, with a couple of spinners off at the back. Pip Tech is boxed for a new wing, I presume, after hitting the barrier. But so far it's a clean start from the front two, as they now pull away from Prince, who's struggling after his fantastic pole position here.
Yeah, his 1 lap pace was very good, as we got a spinner at the back. That is Koning Klont
in the Alpha.
But yeah, Prince's qualifying pace was really strong, but maybe just struggling to get his tyres into temperature, or maybe it's dirty air. Obviously we might not know, but hopefully he can get up to the back of Harry, who might just be lining up a move down into Tamburello.
Yeah, it is the first few laps, so we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Hopefully he can close up.
Koning Klont has again, looks like, spun coming up to the chicane. No front wing damage.
Yep, not any visible damage.
That's Harry's the fastest lap of the race, and is he going to make a move into Tamburello? You bet he is. He's going to go around the outside. Visca's going to be brave.
Perfect Pond leaves him enough space, but Perfect Pond has actually picked up a 3-second time penalty very early into the race.
Wanted though. He's going to now hope that other drivers around him also pick up 3-second time penalties. It is quite easy, as we got an Aston Martin off.
Aston's off at the back.
No, he's gone off at Tamburello. Maybe that was contact with another driver.
Possibly.
As Danilo gets ahead of Black Country.
Great move. And now here comes, watching on board the AJ UK, he's going to need to close up and start making some moves if he wants to keep his championship hopes alive. As Joe picks up a 3-second, no, I mean Eatler, sorry, but Joe running wide there. But it looks like Perfect Pond's been able to build quite a gap on his Ferrari rival Harry, but Harry will have the DRS into Tamburello, so it will be.
Yeah, coming back to what you were saying about the Alpha Tauris, if I was J77, I would let AJR UK through, because the simple fact being Wolfie, unfortunately, he's not here tonight. As meanwhile, Harry has got the DRS, and he's going to make an
superior ERS,
easy move down into Tamburello corner. But yeah, if you're AJR UK, you're going to want to maybe try and undercut if you want to get past a couple of drivers. He is currently 1.5 seconds behind his teammate. But seeing as Wolfie is not here today, big points on offer for the championship rivals.
Joe, as you're speaking about that, picks up a 3-second time penalty, but it looks like AGR UK doesn't have the pace at the moment, just falling behind his AlphaTauri teammate. in the early stages of the race. Koenig also picking up a time penalty, but he's right at the back.
Because Juanes now picked up a 3-second time penalty,
Ooh.
so even early on in this Grand Prix, 4 laps in, people are just picking up
Juanes
time
knee spins
penalties.
and Koenig is out of the race. I think that
And
is
it's
a safety car.
Full course safety car here
And
at Emilia Romagna.
He's spiced things up. No
Now,
idea what happens
if
to
you're
Alfa
the top
Romeo.
drivers, do you risk staying out, or do you think it's better to box under the safety car? And
It's
put
a
on
bit
maybe
of a
a set
risk
of
to
hard
box on the
tyres
hards
to go to the end of the race.
Oh, there we see the Alfa Romeo. That is not a pleasant sight.
And
but this will give
first, second, third, fourth, fifth, they're all coming in here.
The pits.
Unless your name is Oswaldis on those mediums.
Yeah, he has to stay out because otherwise his strategy is ruined. Dan also staying to stay out, which is interesting because he's on the soft compound tyres. So interesting choice from the Brit, and Danilo also following him through.
But surprisingly, Harry, everyone who came into the pits are going for a set of mediums. Now, it's nip and tuck to get those medium tyres to the end of the race if you're going to try a one stop, or are they maybe going to think about a 2-stop and put on a set of softs towards the end of the race?
It could be a possible opportunity for the 2-stop, but I don't think the 1-stop is going to work. Maybe they're banking on a late safety car to save them later in the race.
I mean, if I was in this race, I would bank on a safety car coming in around about lap 20, lap 21.
Yeah, that'd be the
because if you're a soft runner, you can take those softs about 12 to 13 laps.
Yeah, definitely. And I think everyone's just gonna go. If they didn't 2-stop, they'll go for the softs. But I can see someone boxing for another 7 mediums to try get the undercut, and the guys ahead.
Yeah. Aston's finding himself now in P7. He's kind of now a bottle. He's kind of a bottleneck now for Prinz and Dirk and Juanes, because obviously he stayed out on those set of mediums. So if your name is Prinz and Dirk and Juanes, you're going to want to try and find a way past that Aston Martin as quickly as possible.
Definitely, but that's going to help the front two break away, unless Aston somehow has incredible pacing and can get past either one of Harry or Perfect Pond, who are the de facto leaders once the top 4 box.
As Dan has came into pit, he's picked up a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane.
And that one's a bit of a silly decision from the...
He goes for a set of mediums.
Aston Martin driver.
Unfortunately, with his 5-second time penalty, he could not serve it then. If he comes into the pits, he will serve it. If he doesn't pit, it will be added to his total race time. This
might be an actually really smart strategy from Dan to box 2 laps later under the safety car, so he has fresh and medium tyres, and tyres that he might be able to stretch out to the end of the race if he's lucky.
I mean, his race pace so far, I mean, we're only 6 laps in, but it seemed to be pretty good. Maybe points on offer for both Aston Martins.
He has 5 extra laps of fuel though, so that's not going to help his cause in this race. So he runs
now
very
that
wide.
Promotes Black Country up to 3rd place, and net P3 on track, probably net P11. Should everything play out nicely for him.
Is Joe and Eatler dropping down the field, and I think they've had a tangle here because they've dropped from 9th and 10th to 13th and 14th, and Eatler had dirt on his medium tyres, so I presume there was some contact between both of them, as they haven't picked up any 5-second time penalty, so I'm not quite sure what happened there, but they both dropped.
But here we go, safety car is in this lap. Oswaldis is the de facto safety car.
Going to be interesting to see if he can keep his lead off the restart, with Danilo very fast on the soft tyres that are only a couple laps old.
I mean, even though they are on the same amount of age set of tyres, the soft will be, you would have assumed, being faster. Safety car pulls away. Oswaldis is now the safety car. He dictates the pace.
When is he gonna go? When is he gonna go? And he
And he
goes
goes
late.
now, and
very
Danilo's kept
late.
napping. Harry's
And
had an
everyone,
amazing safety car restart.
Harry up to P2 after the
Perfect
restart.
Pond's
That
now
is
got past
exactly
Black
what he
Country
needed.
as well.
There's going to be absolute chaos into this turn. Is everyone looks like a pretty clean restart, to be honest. Not a lot of contact going on. But
Prince and Husdurk and Swanis have got
Aston and
past
has
Aston
won
like they
his
wanted.
side by side, and Aston loses out to the
And
Red Bull
Harry and his
driver.
wildest goals going side by side. He gets the switchback dreams, and what a switchback move there from Harry. Now
Great
he
move
has to
from
pull
Harry.
away from Perfect Pond,
This is
who is
ideal
stuck
for the
behind
Ferrari
the other
driver.
drivers.
And the new set of medium tyres, he will be able to pull away. As well, the goals just need to stick within his DRS. Oh, and that is all big moment for Danilo. Just about saves it, but that drops him down to P5. And under pressure from AGR UK, he will be desperate to get past to catch up to his championship rival Perfect Pond and Harry on the same strategy as him.
Prince Clont on fresh mediums as well. He's going to go round
Prince on the outside, a bit on the grass
as well. He's gone a bit deep.
Ooh, oversteers off the
nearly
track.
contact. As now he goes from attacking to defending as Dirk
Here comes
is going
Dirk.
to be eyeing up and move into Tamburello. But
Using
maybe
all
running
his
a bit less
using
wings
all
on
his
the
ERS.
Alpines. He's gaining.
Looks
No
like Prince
DRS
is going to
like
have the
you
run at
said.
AGR UK, maybe down the inside, goes for it, but things better.
As we've got a
And-
Haas off, that is
Yeah,
Imola at the
Imola.
chicane.
Not great for the Haas man at the moment, after his kerfuffle under the safety car. Looks like they both boxed for front wing damage, I'd assume. But I'm still not quite sure what happened between them. As we now go back to the battle at the top. Harry leads by 1.8 seconds in just under one lap. Amazing
That
from the
man
Ferrari
is
driver.
absolutely on fire at the moment, albeit he is on 5 lap pressure mediums compared to Oswaldus Gold and Perfect Pond.
That is true.
Really gonna need to find a way past this Mercedes as we've got
Oh, that is Pip Tech, I think.
off
Yep.
and the Williams
Spinning. Not the
and,
greatest start for him.
just keeps it out of the wall for good measure, but
Oh, here comes AGR UK down the inside of Danilo. Maybe. No, backs out. But he will have the run on the Alpine of the final corner. Maybe he might be able to make the move. Using his ERS. About equal levels of ERS. The AGR UK now has less. This is deploying it down the
Pond, though,
straight.
he's gaining on as well as goals. He's gaining.
Oh,
he's
Perfect
gonna go right
Pond.
outside, but he's on the grass and
Oh, and he's off.
through the gravel.
Perfect Pond is off. And AGR UK and Danilo have come together at turn 1. That was an unfortunate incident. The Alpine lost it and the AlphaTauri was collected. That is not what he would have wanted. But Black Country now promoted to P3 after Perfect Pond ran off into the gravel track. So that is not what he
from
wanted
Perfect
at all.
Pond. They tried going around the outside of as wildest goals. Just got on the grass, and braking on the grass is never ever a good idea in a Formula 1 car.
Yep, definitely.
But
But
now
now
he just has
AGR
to regroup, get his marks, and he's got to go back after Black Country now, who picks
Yeah,
up a 3-second time
definitely.
penalty.
Might be some team orders coming here at Aston Martin. Scout down only 5 tenths behind his teammate on fresher tyres. He might want to let him by. His scout down runs very wide out of that turn. Has one is now.
But coincidentally with the Aston Martin pair, Aston has a lot more ERS, so he can technically say, look, you might be on fresher tyres, but I mean, you're wasting a lot of your batteries. Aston actually goes a bit wide. Dan picks up a snap of oversteer.
That is
Dan
very
will have
true.
the DRS.
Dan's
as
going to
Black
attack. As
Country
Black
now
Country
gets
gets
past as
past
well as
all
goals.
other goals.
There's
That's a
always
good
a
move
bit
for
of
him.
contact as he goes around the outside as wild as goals. Snap of oversteer, and this is
Oh,
the
and
last
Black
Perfect
Country's
Pond.
lost it, and that is a massive
Oh,
crash.
no,
He
he's
is out of the race. Surely
That has
that's
to
a
be a
safety
safety
car. That
car.
isn't. Yeah,
And it
safety
is.
car.
And
Oh my God, his
Harry
AGR
picked
UK
up
nearly drives into the back of
4.5
him.
seconds has just been ruined, and if you're Harry, you're thinking, what do I need to do to get any form of a gap?
There's a couple of 5-second time penalties picked up, I think. Oswaldo goes on 11 seconds. I don't know if that's actual time penalties or if he picked up a 5-second.
I believe some of those would be for 3-second time penalties, and I think he might have picked up one for speeding in the pit lane.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Prince is on 5. I think he collided with Dirk on the because of the safety car coming out at a bad time for both of them, as I believe they were side by side.
But if your name is Oswaldus Goals, Aston, Danilo, Piptak, and Hitler, this is a chance of redemption now, because you can box in. It's a bit early for a set of softs, but
yeah, but they have to box onto hards because they can't run the same compound unless they're going to do the 2-step.
Picks up a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane.
Yep, and he's going to get double stacked
as well. It's a set of softs for Oswaldus Goals. He is serving a 5-second time penalty.
That's very.
Aston and HRUK seem to have coming together.
Everyone boxing onto the softs. Will they actually make it to the end of the race? Danilo double stack in.
I don't think those softs are going to make it to the end of the race. I mean, tyre degradation is low here, but these drivers are now committing themselves to a 2-stop.
Surely these tyres are gonna fall off before the end of the race. Joe's boxed onto a U set, so that's definitely not gonna help his cause. But the 5 out front, they are chilling right now, all on new mediums. Very high position for the Scout Dan, as he will be looking to get a podium out of this race, maybe, if he can keep up with the front four.
I mean, I'd watch out for AJR UK now. He's on a fresh set of hard tyres. Those will comfortably get him to the end of the Grand Prix. And if the suspicions are that most of these drivers ahead that are on softs or mediums, they're going to drop off at some point in the race.
Definitely.
Those hards, yes, he's going to have to get them up to temperature, but he's not going to have to make an extra pit stop, provided there's not another safety car. So, advantage maybe the AlphaTauri driver.
At this rate, it'll be a miracle if he still comes through to get a podium, because yeah, the other drivers' tyres will be falling off, but think of how much time he'll lose behind them in the first few laps of the safety car, and before their tyres fall off he'll just be going backwards until his warm up. So might not be the smartest decision, but it could work out for the championship leader.
If you're now perfect pond with a very, very dirty Pyre Orange McLaren, this is good news for you after running a bit wide at Tamburello, losing a couple of places. You now find himself back up in second place, as AJR UK and Aston now coming back into the pits.
Don't know what that could be for. I think
Aston
they're
on
serving
a
their
set
5
of mediums.
seconds.
Set of mediums now going on for AJR UK, so completely forget what I just said about the hard tyres.
They have actually played quite a smart strategy of just boxing to get off the mediums and then putting them straight back on.
I mean, if the safety car comes in this lap and they don't actually catch up to the pack,
that'll be
to the pack ahead, they could
awkward.
actually time the safety car to perfection. I mean, if I was AJR UK, I would be thinking now, okay, is the safety car kind of coming this lap? I mean, the gap's now 18 and closing rapidly, obviously, but coming out the final corner, gauge it to about 2.5 seconds, and then bolt it.
Definitely, but also considering how late Oswald Goals went last time, there's a huge possibility he could end up in the back of someone's car and create.
I mean, Aston is going very, very slowly.
Yeah.
Maybe, I wonder if Aston's watching the stream. Aston, if you're watching, just go a little bit faster. You will get a penalty for dropping too far back. So,
I think he wants to extend the safety car by 1 lap.
As Prinz and Elo have had coming together under safety car, with Prinz getting the 5 second time.
Prinz is out.
Retired.
How? Oh, he just manually retired. Well, this is not very good. And that is a penalty for next round because you're not allowed to retire on track. So, not very smart from the Dutchman. And Aston has succeeded in his task of keeping the safety car out for 1 more lap.
Very, very, very smart here is AJR UK.
AJR UK boxes
again coming into pits.
That is.
This is tactical here.
Is he just going back onto let's say the softs? Or he's putting on the hards again? I'm not quite sure what this strategy is. And Aston's in the box
a set
as
of
well.
soft tyres.
Aston's 75 seconds.
for a set of hards. There's one is for a set of softs.
These guys are all going on to softs, but will they actually make it? I don't think that was very smart from Aswanis. He was running P3.
I think the previous strategy for the mediums, that was quite smart.
Yeah, that was quite smart, but now he's just gone back on his decision and boxed for hards again, so I'm not quite sure what he's planning, but he might make it work.
I mean, safety car should be coming in at the end of this lap anyway, so...
Yeah.
Provided that the free but just pitted can catch up to the back of the safety car before the chicane.
Yeah. The people that won't be loving this though, I mean, the people that will be loving this though are Harry and the leaders, as their tyres get preserved for a few more laps.
I mean, don't count the scout down out either. I mean, we've got 1 lap fresher mediums and the top 3 ahead. Doesn't have to worry about the Alpha Tauri behind as his mediums as safety car does come in.
So Aston actually catch the back of the field.
I mean, if you're Aston, you're going to want to time this.
No, he will catch them, but it'll be right at the final corners. Harry's taking it very slow. Harry's taking it very slow.
I wonder if he's going to try and jump.
He's probably going to go around the last corner. On board with Perfect Pond, see when he goes. And he's waiting a long time like Oswaldo goes. When is he going to drop the pin?
And he goes now.
Good restart, Perfect Pond. He's going to be right on the back of the Ferrari, down into turn 1. As now we cut to the panning shot. Is Perfect Pond round the outside? Can he make the move? No. Good defending from Harry as Dirk is getting switched back on by Oswaldo Goals, who's off into the gravel and is spun round, and that ruins his soft tyre strategy. Joe up into P3. Prince is apparently squeezed Red Bull as Dan is running, is not having the greatest restart. He's now getting overtaken by Piptech, the Czech Republic man, going around the outside of the Aston Martin and up into P7. Good start from Harry.
The Scout Dan just got swamped by a load of drivers, and then coming out the exit of Tamburello, obviously Oswaldo's had a big snap of oversteer. And then Pasquanis tried to capitalise on that, and then the Alpine just said...
Pasquanis with a beautiful textbook move on Scout Dan, then him deep, and then cut him back inside. Luckily for Oswaldo Goals, he hasn't lost that much time, and he can still push ahead with his race. But he would be gutted considering he was the highest running soft tyre runner. So that's not going to be great. But Joe now, on the softs, he just picked up another 3-second time penalty, but he is pressuring the leaders as now he goes up into P2 of this race with an easy move on Perfect Pond, who has less ERS than the Alpha Tauri, so does Harry. So the Alpha Tauri is doing a good job at managing his ERS, but his soft tyres will fall off, so I think that's why Perfect Pond has allowed him through for now.
Meanwhile, the Alpha Tower of UK getting past Dan, coming up to this part of the chicane.
Oh, and Dan's round, and is he in the barrier? Yes, but he's not out of the race, luckily for him.
I don't think there was initial contact. I think Dan might have just got a bit too loud on the throttle on the curb as well, and it's going to be a long trek back to the pits for him.
He just lost it on the curb, from what I saw. So the running order now
is catching up very rapidly on the back of Harry. Of course,
he does have penalties.
About 6 seconds worth of time penalties to worry about.
6 seconds. But he will be... No, he won't be in DRS because I don't think he'll be enabled this lap. But the next lap, if he's patient, he will. Looks like he's just going to save his ERS for now as Harry is using his. Joe has about 20% more ERS in the Ferrari, so he doesn't need to panic as of right now. He can just sit behind in the DRS and wait for an easy opportunity on the straight.
Yeah, as we both know, ERS harvesting around Imola it's not really...
Oh, and that's his one, it's into the barrier and out of the race.
And is that going to be? Yeah, it's going to be another safety car. And
Three
it
safety
is
cars.
safety cars galore
Oh,
here at the
dear.
Emilia Romagna Grand Prix.
Well, that has saved Dan, but that is not.
That has saved for Scout Dan.
That is not what Harry wants to hear. Every time this man gets a decent lead, it's just stopped by another safety car, and he cannot seem to pull away. But now Joe will be in a very good position. On the soft tyres, are younger. They will fall off, but they'll have less of an effect now because of the two safety cars he's had them on for. So his tyres will not actually be that worn out at the end of the race, and he might be able to stretch it out. But the leaders might all box with soft compound tyres here. We'll have to see what they're doing, especially Harry,
I just
race
wonder
leader.
how many more people are going to retire from this race, because we're now down to 11 runners.
Harry boxes, Joe boxes, Perfect Pond boxes, everyone into the box. Dirt boxes. Danilo stays out. Prince stays out. 2 Alpines staying out. Pip Tech stays out, but he doesn't need to box.
McLaren, it's a set of mediums at Ferrari. It's a set of mediums at AlphaTauri as well. But he got held up, and he's still behind Perfect Pond.
Perfect Pond jumps Joe in the pit stop. It's not what he would have wanted. Everyone's seeming to go for mediums, so I'm actually wondering
if there's no safety car now, mediums will comfortably, without doubt, get to the end of the race.
But I'm actually wondering for the for Pip Tech and Aston, if their softs are actually going to make it to the end. Because
I think if you're looking at with Pip Tech and Aston, that's a gamble.
Yeah, I can definitely see a last
now. It's pretty much game over. I mean, they'll drop to the back if they do pit anyway, but as Wildest comes back into the pits for, I think it's at mediums.
Yeah, he's got some mediums. So now we have new race leader Danilo leading the race in the Alpine with his teammate Prince tucked in just behind him. Now this is really good for Alpine because obviously I've not been watching these too much, so I don't know who's faster at this track. But if Danilo is faster, he can obviously pull away, and Prince can play the Valtteri Bottas role in holding up the cars behind. But we'll have to see, because Harry has been impeccable this race, so he might just breeze past both of them, to be honest.
Yeah, Prince is just burning off whatever excess fuel load he has. Now, I mean, I got told by a certain Aston Martin driver that he was going to underfuel his car. Currently runs P4 at the moment. And I wonder if he's now kind of regretting his decision by still underfuel. Well, underfueling's okay, but when you have so many safety cars, your excess fuel is going to be just immense. You might have probably... Hang on, let me get rid of the telemetry. He's got plus 2.5 laps of fuel.
Yeah,
extra.
Check Scout Dan's extra fuel, because he was on 5 laps on the first safety car. So I dread to imagine what it'll be now. It'll probably be like 7 laps extra fuel.
Yeah, 7.5 laps of fuel extra for the Scout Dan. That's just not what you want.
Yeah. I
mean, I made the mistake at Canada once where there was a safety car. I boxed for a set of hards, but it was not only just a full fuel up, I had excess fuel as well, and it just really, really damaged my race.
Yeah.
So in Dan's case, it's going to feel like a boat faster, Martin. It's not going to be very nice to drive, and he's got to keep his tyre temps up.
Yeah, I guess it's like he's a bit we're like halfway through the race, so it won't be as bad as if he started with
the safety car comes in this lap, as everyone is now behind the safety car.
I think
Danilo is the de facto safety car, and if you're Harry in Perfect Pond, you might want to restart like some of the others they've had, where they've just gained 2 or 3 positions just on the restart.
The Alpines are definitely going to be quick off the safety car restart.
Ooh, Harry doesn't think Aston was going to brake there and nearly runs into the back of him. Not what you need,
Alpine's
Harry, mate.
definitely going to be quick. I know they are friends, so probably in a party, and they
As
both know
Danilo's
when to
gone,
go,
and once
and it's a
again,
perfect start for both of them.
has
Harry is absolutely
bolted,
bossed it again.
but Joe's got
Perfect
past
Pond also
Aston and
looking for the
Perfect
move,
Pond. It could
but
go
Joe's going to be
wide
down the
into
inside,
Tamburello.
and Perfect Pond backs out. Joe over the curb. Oh,
Bit
some
of contact
end plate
between
falling
them.
off. I don't know who of, but it looks like Perfect Pond gets past Joe and Dirk into turn 1 and 2, and Joe defends from Dirk very aggressively.
Piptek on those soft tyres.
Here
Looking
comes
a bit
Prince,
feisty. Prince definitely
possibly
playing
looking for
the
the move.
wingman role here for his teammate.
Definitely just holding up as Piptek picks up a 3-second time penalty. It's not going to aid his cause. His cause is, oh, that is Prince very near losing it, and that's going to give Piptek the run down into
Side by side of the chicane. He thinks better of it. Is he going to now
just
try to
backs
switch
out.
back though?
No, he's going to wait as Harry runs very wide. That's probably a warning. But Piptek is going to stay behind. He's going to wait for the main straight. But this is perfect for if you're Danilo.
Again, and Harry's just
Harry's
going to
get
now.
a perfect
It's only a matter of
run.
time.
But Perfect Pond is even closer, and Joe's even closer to him. It's going to be very interesting down to turn 1. They're all going to be using the ERS, and looks like things will stay put into turn 1. Yes, they will. As we now advance through the next section of corners, and Joe has a good run on Perfect Pond, looks for the move, ooh, thinks better of it and just waits. And
AGR UK
maybe look around the outside, ooh, very nearly from, oh, AGR UK in the pits, that's not good.
Yeah, this is probably a race to forget from him. He will get a point, but
yeah,
he was probably hoping for a bit more with 13 laps to go. Meanwhile, Danilo, 2-second lead out in front.
Prince is playing the perfect role right now for his team, just holding up Piptek, not allowing him to get anywhere near his,
well, I don't think it's Prince
teammate.
holding up Piptek.
Perfect Pond has been overtaken by Joe, and he cuts the corner as well, and they drive into each other, but Perfect Pond is going to keep it down the inside. He's not giving this up. Down the inside, forces Joe out wide, leaves him out to dry, and this will now give Dirk the run, as Joe is very wide, but Dirk does not have the greatest of exits himself, but he does have a lot more ERS than the AlphaTauri. He's going to be looking for it down into turn 1.
Alfa Romeo of Dirk.
Here he comes.
He's going to look to the outside. This hasn't worked, and he just thinks better of it. He's going to think about the long game here. Later on, the lap DRS has just been enabled. Stan picks up a 10-second penalty for corner cutting.
Oh dear, that is at the chicane, I think. So I'm not sure what he was thinking there.
Yeah, coming back to what I was saying about Danilo and Prince, I don't think Prince is actually holding up Piptek. I think Piptek's softs are starting to go off ever so slightly.
Yeah, I agree with that, because he's now falling 1.4 behind.
As Dan unfortunately retires in the pit lane.
Yeah, not the greatest race for him, but hopefully his teammate Aston can still salvage some points for the team. But it's not been so yeah, I think Piptek's tyres are starting to fall off, as he's now dropped 1.4 behind Prince. Or maybe Prince's tyres have just warmed up, because he's also closing in on his teammate, so could be either of the two. But it looks like Harry will get an easy DRS overtake on the Williams down to turn 1. The Williams light is flashing.
Joe, they have no ERS between them. Both lights are flashing, but the
Harry
assisted move
gets the easy move, and Joe also gets an easy move on Perfect Pond, moving up his position to P5.
Meanwhile, Dirk is ghosted for some reason. He's not got any damage, but I just really saw he dropped off by quite a long
maybe he might have
margin.
lagged out. I'm not sure. You might have to send him an invite.
Yeah, I'm on that. Oh, PlayStation. Thank you for saying an error's occurred.
Meanwhile, as Wild goes in the pits again. I'm not sure why. Maybe going for fastest lap. But the gap up top has closed to 1.4 seconds. Danilo, it doesn't seem to be as fast as he looked on the safety car restart. His teammate is reading him in, but his teammate does have a 10-second time penalty, so I'm assuming that's 2 5s. So he might be able to get that removed. But
That's
Harry, Oswaldo's and AGR UK
have gone off at very different sections of the track.
That is, I don't know if those
AGR
are
UK has left the session.
I don't know if those are two different incidents or interlinked.
I think we might be seeing some claims being put in, and the stewards are going to have a field trip today. I can tell you that much.
But at the moment, Harry
Has got back past Harry.
Yes, that was exactly what I was going to say. Harry cannot seem to pull away from the Williams, which is going to be harming his race, because we know he has the pace to win this today. But if he cannot get past this tricky Williams, then he won't be able to do anything.
I'm just looking at the penalties here, and Prince has got 10 seconds, Piptek's got 8.
I think
I mean, Aston could be on for a podium at this rate.
Could be. Emphasis on the could be. I think Prince is
he's 12.8 seconds behind Danilo at this rate at this point in time, so
yeah. I think Prince has 2 5-second time penalties, so they might get removed, not sure. As he's actually now in the DRS of his teammate, so they might use some tactics to just pull them along and away from the two drivers, Piptek and Harry, behind them, who are not really making an impression.
It's going to be a slam dunk for the Alpines, maybe a tactical
Prince
swap.
Let's Danilo through. Danilo with a lot more ERS, so they can afford to play around with this here. So they can just keep overtaking each other and drag each other.
I wonder if that's down at Alpine. That's a case of, okay, you have quite a few time penalties. I'm going to let you go by and see what sort of a gap you can build up.
But I'm sure if that was planned, I'm sure Danilo will be let back through.
As meanwhile, Harry is all up in that Williams' gearbox. There is no ERS for the Williams to play with.
But Harry can't make the move. He's not getting a good enough exit up the final corner to challenge the Williams, and the Williams is just keeping a good gap. As Danilo has spun, and he has also reset to track, which is a disqualification. So
it was looking so well for you, Danilo.
Ruins his whole race.
I actually had my bets on you winning.
But now,
guess I got to find a new one.
This has actually opened up the door for Harry, because if he can get past Piptek, there's no cars, and Piptek runs wide and takes Harry. Oh, Piptek is round.
Big contact.
Oh, nothing Harry could do there. Luckily, he doesn't have any damage, but he's got his wish.
That may not be actually true, because even though the game, when you spectate, can say that you've got a front wing, you might still have like maybe light green damage, and it's a bit weird. The F1 game.
On board, it doesn't look like he has any damage, but Harry has definitely got his wish now, because there's no cars in between him and race leader Prince Colonte. He can finally show his pace with no cars in between and possibly win this race. Joe has actually stuck with him quite nicely and is only 7 turns behind the AlphaTauri, but he does have quite a few time penalties.
I mean, Perfect Pond has got Danilo behind, but obviously Danilo will not be classified in this Grand Prix.
Danilo will be disqualified after final race results.
So that promotes Aston up a position.
Yeah, Aston is up to P5 as Danilo pits up 3 same time penalty, but that's irrelevant. Aston's up to P5. Perfect Pond is on 9 seconds. Can you confirm those are 3 seconds, like all 3 second time penalties?
Who am I looking at? Perfect Pond or?
Perfect Pond, yeah.
Yes, those are all 3 second time penalties.
If
Joe picks up now 9 seconds worth of penalties for his troubles.
Right now, is Joe might have a look. How has he not got DRS? Oh, he has, but he's just forgotten to open it. Well, that's a bit of a wasted opportunity from the AlphaTauri.
That's a bit of a nupsie. Danilo now gets past Perfect Pond by DRS.
Perfect Pond doesn't need to fight this, to be honest. He's just going to end up causing a crash if he fights it for no reason. But obviously, he doesn't know that Danilo's going to get disqualified. But as it stands, Aston will be promoted to P5, no P4, because Danilo's getting disqualified. So it looks like a P4 finish for the Aston Martin, which will be great for him to give him some confidence
Aston's tyres have just started to drop off. 13 laps he has been on them. It was a gamble. It was a gamble he took. Currently,
looked to work out the start, but now hasn't.
He's
really
not gonna get P4 at this rate.
And you know what's interesting? Harry is not actually closing in on Prince, and he's actually being put under pressure by Joe.
By the AlphaTauri behind, this should be a slam dunk move. Same with Perfect Pond.
Yeah, easily. A lot more ERS, a lot closer on the straight with DRS, should fly past. Hopefully Harry doesn't put up too much of a fight, which he does not. He's out of ERS, and Joe flies into second place. But
meanwhile,
it will be
Perfect
third
Pond
because of the penalties.
He's gaining in the latter stages. He comes down into Tamburello.
He comes round the outside.
Oh,
what a fantastic move from the McLaren.
Had to put a lot of trust there in the Alpine driver. Dirk says, my AI for points. Well, yes, your AI will get points. As Perfect Pond picked up another 3-second time penalty, and that has crucially helped Aston.
Yeah, that has definitely helped Aston. Now he just needs to stay within 12 seconds, which is... might be difficult for him, because
it's doable.
Yeah.
If he can just hit his mark, that's all he needs to do.
As he is, and Harry's dropped off 9/10 a whole second. Joe is gained like almost a whole second.
Joe has pulled Harry out of DRS range.
Joe has insane pace right now. Joe with crazy pace right now. He's closed up almost 9/10 on the Alpine ahead, and Harry is fallen out of DRS range. I'm sure Harry, right now, it looks like he's going to win the race, but I bet Prince's penalties will get moved.
8. So he gets the point for fastest lap. Meanwhile, maybe round 3 between Perfect Pond and Danilo. I think he might be a bit too far back, but
yeah,
he's a bit too far back on this attempt. Might have to find a move elsewhere.
But Prince,
I'm surprised that Aston's taken those softs 15 laps though.
Yeah, he's definitely in puncher territory, and he is dropped back a very far way behind Perfect Pond. He will not be getting P4, but he will be getting P5. He's dropped 2 seconds.
Bit of a shame. I mean, he does have a pit stop advantage over Dirk's AI's pit tech.
Yeah, he could box the fastest lap, but I don't know if he'll get that, considering Pip Tech just did it on a fresh set of soft tyres, and I'm not quite sure about Aston's pace relative to him.
Fire. I think Harry's now just kind of bringing it home at this point. He doesn't have to push as hard as what he would have done if Danilo was still in the lead. I think he's now just realising that this might be a Grand Prix victory under his belt.
I think Harry, he'll be happy to get the win on penalties if that stands. I think he'll be disappointed because he could have led every lap today, but the safety cars didn't quite. Well,
meanwhile, round 4 between these guys is Danilo tries going down the inside of Tamburello.
Aston just on the world of his own. The top 3 separated by 5 seconds, and Joe is closing in. Maybe a last lap collision, if Joe can catch up, might gift Harry the win. He's now right on board with the Alpine.
Well, I'm just going to look at lap times between the Alpine and the AlphaTauri. Last lap was a 18.9. Joe was a 18.7. So he's going to have to pull something out of somewhere to gain 1.8 seconds as Pip Tech gets past Dirk's AI for P7. But Dirk will be getting points, same with AGR UK, but the stewards are going to have a busy night tonight.
Yep, definitely. Apparently AGR UK has he lagged out, so that's not too great for him. But Joe now catching up to the back of
Round 5 between... Oh, Aston picks up a 3-second time penalty.
Danilo
Meanwhile,
around the outside. No, he's going to wait. Send the McLaren deep. Get the perfect switch back. Here he comes. Getting the run on the McLaren down the inside. Will Perfect Pond fight it? Yes, he hangs it around the outside. Great defending from the McLaren, but the Alpine's still got another wheel, another chance, but can't get the move done on his compatriot, unfortunately.
AJR UK, I would invite you, but PlayStation servers are apparently declining me access to invite people. So thank you, Sony, for ruining people's opportunities.
Yeah, he's a minute behind the next car anyway, so I doubt he could have done anything. Not trying to be rude,
Tech picks up a 3-second time penalty.
Yeah, that's not going to really affect his race though, unless he finishes behind Dirk's AI. Joe giving it everything, sliding out the final corner. He's only 1.4 behind, but look at the ERS levels. Prince still has 25%. Whereas Joe is
he's got a lifesaver there.
Yeah, and Harry is really falling off in terms of pace. He might have damage, like you said, but it might not be visual. He might have had damage from that incident with Piptech. As here comes Danilo, maybe again. Oh, nearly. He's putting up a great fight, but it's all in vain because he's getting disqualified. So.
Yeah, I mean it is all in vain, but
yeah,
if you're Perfect Pond, you don't necessarily know that.
Yeah, and the Canadian will be fighting his heart out to try to keep this P4, as it is crucial for his championship battle. But
it's all just simmering down for the final.
Yeah. 1.3 now. Yeah, Joe will not be able to win unless Piptech crashes or makes a massive mistake. He actually doesn't have the greatest exit. It's actually 9/10. He might get DRS.
No, he hasn't got DRS.
No, he doesn't. But he's only 9/10 behind the Alpine now. Maybe there's a chance for him. As we now start the final lap of the Grand Prix, Prince leads from Joe, Harry, Perfect Pond, Danilo a bit too far back on this lap it looks like, but he might have the straight line speed. Doesn't look like it. But now to the battle at the top. Joe 8/10 behind, and Joe is... oh, I don't know what that's all about. He was giving me a terrible camera angle, but only 8/10 behind now. Harry's 6 seconds. Perfect Pond is going to hold off Danilo, but can Prince possibly steal this race wins? I mean, can Joe possibly steal this race win on the last lap of the Grand Prix? Prince keeping it nice and clean through the uphill section into the chicane. Can he keep it clean? Over the bump, nice and clean for the Alpine. Doesn't pick up any warnings. Good exit. Joe will not be able to catch him from here surely, unless Prince overshoots the final 2 corners. Very nice and clean.
Doesn't do. Come around the final corner now,
and Prince will come across the line to win on track provisionally, but that might be changed due to penalties. We are not sure yet. But Harry will take the win.
Harry is your race winner.
Perfect Pond and Danilo
finishes P5, but Danilo is disqualified, so you'll be reimbursed. Now, where is Aston?
Aston is 21 seconds behind,
so a P5 result for the Aston Martin. Good points in the bag.
Definitely.
And I think he'll actually be happy with that result.
Piptech, his first race in NRL, won't be overly joyous with this result, but it's a learning process, and he'll definitely bounce back in the next few rounds. But for now, it's only P7 finish, and Dirk and AGR UK's AI 8th and 9th. Well, 7th and 8th after the disqualification.
Imola never fails to disappoint. I mean, the real life Grand Prix was hectic. This race was sure as hell hectic.
Fantastic race to watch. And
but here is your top 3: Harry, Joe, and was it Prinz? I think it was Prinz, but
Yeah, Prince
obviously
Galante.
claims will be put in. I'm very much
Yeah.
sure of that. So, as this might be your standings as it stands, it
If it
might
stands like
change in the
this,
next couple
it'll
of
be
days.
stays like this will be a very nice result for Harry at quite possibly his home race, as he is Italian, but there's also 3 other Italian tracks, so this might not be his track of choice, but he does also win in the Ferrari colours, taking
But
it
here
ahead of
is your
Joe.
provisional grid as it well, provisional race results. Harry wins, Joe in second, Prinz in third, of course penalties might be removed. Danilo P4, but unfortunately all in vain as he will be disqualified from this Grand Prix for Resend the Track. Perfect Pond 5th, Aston 6th, Piptech 7th, Dirk 8th, AGR UK 9th as wildest goals. Rounding up the top 10, but obviously DNF. Dan DNF'd, Haswanis, Ela, Black Country and Cohen Clont all DNFing from this race.
And Elite Casper and Blackman not able to start this race because they forgot to update their games. But overall, a very nice race in Tier 2 here today, and I'm sure some drivers will be going away happy and others will be severely disappointed with this result. But
So yeah, if you all enjoyed that, be sure to check into tomorrow where our Tier 1 drivers will be going around another new track that's been added, Portimao.
yep, that's going to
So
be a
be
very
sure to tune
interesting
in at
race,
that.
especially with the championship battle hotting up in
Oh god,
Tier
yeah.
1, and that's going to be very close. But that's all from us here today. Thank you for tuning into the stream, those of you that did, and we will see you tomorrow for round 10 of the Senior League around Portimao. Goodbye, have a good night.
And goodbye from me.